my police, they keep me around with celebrity, they keep not get all awareness. For now until the 7, they want to see her on the street. That's it, but you don't get nobody job facility. And they're on the street, the people from the federal office they can come by our son. And what people making in it, yeah. And that blessing which not belonging in market, like along the street, and that market or say in a general market. Say la people phone all over the world, the great America, they started on the street. Africa, they started on the street. That they la people, why can improve that they want suppress off on the street.
They bring her to go steal to the main store.
So the man wanted for you to go steal from the web post store.
Yeah, he said I'm joining to go steal to the web main store to get money to the store. They will go take it from there. I said, my man, how many bars for the same lecture?
Then how can the police catch you now?
The police before the man call me back. Now on the 18th, they more.
The same man now.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go steal.
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
Now in the night, around 8:30, the man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, I lecture been I'll call you back again."
So that time you go to work?
I go to work.
Before your working place, you come to the man.
Yeah, I'm from my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go steal now?
No, I'm not go steal. I go to yeah. You question me, the thing you want for me to explain for you to understand, then still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk clear now?
Okay, let's go now. I beg you, sorry.
I say
when they call you in the now.
When the man call me in the
yeah.
He asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say we are 3.
You told the man, say you're 3.
Yeah. So he said, I want to give you tea to carry to
the man said, you want to give you what tea?
Tea. Have milk tea.
Oh, milk tea?
Yeah.
For you to drink?
With bread.
The bread.
3 pieces of fruit bread.
With egg inside?
With egg inside, my butter. So when I carry it to the man, say, carry it to the man. When you give it to the man, then you come back to the car.
So the food make you now, you carry that so you can go convince your friend now.
Yeah. When I give it to the man say, thank you. I say, okay. The man say, oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going right here. So one of my friends called me.
And the same man you going to now?
Yeah, the same man.
And the man say he want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say, clean the car. Then there are 2 now.
In the Jeep?
In the Jeep. Then there are 2.
A big Jeep?
Yeah. Black BG, photo G. Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
air condition all inside.
No, Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the water now. You can judge people.
I just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people that can come here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you talk in the question, could I say when I move from here, I'll free? Could I say when I move from here, I'll free? You said one talk again. I wanted to mean who talk clear to you, but you talk in the question. Hi, looking, then you want force and no more word there again. Why not be looking to the talk? I'm not going to talk again. And said they call me to the office, I go explain.
I think explain to me that you come to get there. You say you carry tea to the man. After you carry tea to the man, you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not there.
Nobody, you getting there. You say ask me too much question. Hey, just explain things. Say make it egg and bread. You bring it. Okay, sorry. Now I say sorry now. Okay, sorry.
If you
I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
When I give you answer now, then do.
Okay. Explain again. I'm not asking you no more question again. Okay, let's go now.
Go to school. The English say I need the English.
Okay, sorry. I say sorry now. Sorry.
See, Adi, you take that. You take that.
I'm taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Say I can take time
to explain.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. As we navigate the complexity of governance, your partnership was instrumental in the development and implementation of policies and programs that aim to bring progress and development to our great nation. Reflecting on the accomplishment of these 6 years, leaders. Let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors, and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than my administration had at its disposal in 2018. My fellow citizens, through our time together, I held still fast to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process.
We are rejoicing over the defeat of the old regime. We are rejoicing about the effort to bring a new regime. Then we'll sit down with happiness. We will write paper for that 79-year-old man. He's struggling to read. Then before that, I will tell United Nations, I will tell US, I will bring weapon for you. Because you think weapon for you, Johnson? By the time the woman was bringing, when he comes to play. That's it. Because in this country,
when you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries. But there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
in May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, "The government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence 30 years prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and our prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years, unconventional and special operations, Chief of Prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years, Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time of experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. Ambassador at large for war crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before a U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posit that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone, this scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time does not permit, but the exhibits are present. Not even the Nigerian nation was spared from threats and intimidation, as explained by Femi Kayode, press secretary to President Obasanjo, the Nigerian head of state, who was with him in Washington when President George W. Bush promised, and I quote, to bring Nigeria to its knees if Taylor was not turned over to the Special Court. And what happened? Obasanjo buckled and capitulated. Now, this demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on.
And here's one way to wake you up if you, or in case you are sleeping or about to sleep. This is the best way to wake you up. It asks you to raise your head and wave your hand as we engage tonight on the Monday in Monrovia. Let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the environment is. Those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them, it's good to have you joining us tonight on the 3rd day of February, the month, the month, the good month, the greatest month of all of the months. Today is the 3rd of February. Mobile Yoruba can see the lovers month. The people last us. The government betray us. Just too many things to talk about. The weekend was really overloaded with a lot of things. And so we are going to run tonight to do a lot of updates for you. Whether from the courts, from the legislature, from the executive, and in the private sector, and other corporate entities under the government's supervision. Just too many things happening. But tonight we want to place emphasis on the conversation about corruption. And we hope we can have a decent, well-guided conversation about corruption tonight. Because from all indication, it seems like even the rescue mission fighters or rescue people are not happy with the manner in which corruption is permeating. Your vision and your mission, your intention, the manner in which corruption seems to be pervasive. Nothing to show, nothing. And fast eating up the fabric of our society and of this governance system. And nothing, no action is being taken by any authority within the system. So tonight I sat down and said, let's talk about corruption. Let's have a conversation about corruption. I'm sure you all saw document what the government decided to pay the central bank governor that was indicted, incriminated through an audit report of the GSC, where millions of US dollars left the central bank undocumented and paid over the counter outside their own laws. He was suspended, subjected to an investigation. He took flight to the Supreme, to the court, and now the government opted to settle him by paying him over $300,000 and telling him not to say anything about it. Don't talk it. That privacy will sign the document. That privacy, don't talk nothing. When you talk anything, or when we talk anything, and we establish that you talk something about A, or we talk something about A, you will pay $100,000, or we will pay $100,000. Let's get your money, take your money, go, drop the case in court. Don't talk nothing. We will not talk nothing. Mutual agreement, signs, stamp, everything. Why? But that's the question that we ask. So as Takun J is asking in some of these questions, I'm sure you all are also asking some of these questions. The people last us. The government betray us. What is happening at the National Oil Company of Liberia? This is a conversation that I actually did not intend getting involved with, but because of the Because of the urgency and the importance of the conversation tonight, since we are having conversation about corruption and the government's action that she is taking, or the government's alleged or reported action of reneging, taking a stance in a fight against corruption or taking action against those accused of corruption, I think we have to include the Noka conversation. But there is something that attracted me, is the response from the head of Noka. So the way we are going to do the show tonight, we are going to place emphasis on the corruption conversation, and I will set the basis. Last week, we announced to you that most of the contents that we will be using here, most of the references we will be making here will be Unity Party references. Because everything we said during the campaign is coming to pass. Everything we told you that Baga could not do, he's proving himself. Everything we told you that the system was after, you see the system after them. Everything we spoke about corruption and the Unity Party, you are seeing them. And so we will not be using our sources now. We are reserving our sources for now, and we are using the Unity Party sources. We are making reference to the Unity Party sources.
We tired with the promises that led us to allow damage.
And so all of the Unity Party folks who've been posting on Facebook today involving this Nokati and the way the government is handling corruption, we are going to reuse some of their posts and read some of the comments under their own post.
Just tell you.
That's how we want to do the conversation tonight. We'll read their posts and read the comments under their posts. Then we will also go on a roster in Swakoko Dennis's post. She also posted one or two about her mean response. We will also go on that post to read the comments under the post. You need to see how Liberians are speaking out. So if you are in the diaspora and you are not on the ground, you think it is only opposition people that are talking. No, Liberians are speaking. Even the Unity Party people, they themselves are speaking. They are angry. They are disappointed. They are discouraged over the manner in which we, as a country, we are handling corruption, especially the government. And so we have to have these conversations. It's very important. I think I have an appreciation about the ongoing road works between the Freeport to, I think, Lokington corridor there. I want to say something about it with the Ministry of Public Works and the contractors.
Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation.
And then we'll provide you updating in the case from the Capitol building and all of that. And then we'll move on to our major conversation tonight about corruption. But actually, we have to hold a conversation about corruption. Congratulations to Grant Jide. You play your part. You exhibited maturity. You exercise a high degree of tolerance on the page and off the page. You brave the storm. You face the challenges. You rekindle in the first half and got a redeeming goal. You came back in the second half. They led you 2-1. You rekindle again and push them into post-match penalty. You were strong. You were towering. You were exceptional. You played real football. You were well organized and well coordinated. Let me say thanks to the entire technical team that guided Grant Jide to the finals of this year's county meet. Let me say congratulations to our friends, our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers from Lofa for walking away with the trophy.
You use us and later on abuse us. So
it was an accident that Lofa won the trophy. But congratulations to all of you, my followers, my fans, my friends, our brothers and sisters, even our critics from Lofa. We say congratulations to all of you. This show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia of Omen Zion, and it is in partnership with Radio Entertainment Liberia. Radio Entertainment Liberia is the company that gives out the cash that allows you to win money. And tonight we are paying out 4,000 Liberian dollars to all of you who will play and win tonight. You will walk away with 4,000 Liberian dollars.
No work for people crying for hunger. Look. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation is poor.
So all you have to do, make sure you dial *799 star. You send and then select option number 11 for Freedom FM. When you select option number 11, you send. And then the two options that will appear before you. The first option will be asking you to play in USD, and the second option will be asking you to play in Liberian dollars. Whichever option you select, you send and you enter your mobile money password. That's the size and shape of the show tonight. Like we said, this show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia, and so shortly we take a break to take a word from our sponsor. When we come back, we welcome all of you to the only political fellowship on radio at about this time.
With the promises that let us go.
So yes, that's it. The cash giveaway is $4,000 we're paying out tonight. All you have to do, make sure you have 100 Liberian dollars on your mobile money account, or its equivalent in US dollars is something around 70 cents. Once you have that, but there is an advantage for you. The advantage is when you play as many times as possible, your chances to win are around 89 to 90%.
Why? But the question that we ask.
That's the advantage you have to play as many times. Most of the people who will win here, just a few of them will play one time and win, but most of the people you see winning, they play on many occasions, multiple times. And so we are encouraging you to, the more you play, the better the chances are to win. Make sure you dial *799 star. You send, and then you see that option number 11 for Freedom FM and send. And you see that option number 1 if you are playing in US dollars, or you see that option number 2 if you are playing in Liberian dollars. When you see that the option, you send and you enter your mobile money password. So yes, we are having a conversation tonight about corruption. Where you will use some and will make some references or use some entities as references. But the conversation is about corruption. What has this government done in the fight against corruption? Is it appreciative? So we take this break from Crime Stopper Liberia. We'll come back. We move on to welcome all of you who've joined us tonight on the show. Yes, February 5th is my birthday. Those of you who are concerned, on Wednesday is my birthday. So I'm the pre-birthday man.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Really can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it. I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, thank you very much, Omen Sam Sion. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's welcome some of you who join us tonight on the show, which is the regular pattern here on the show. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight and following Abu Bakar Sharif. We have upgraded here at in the studio. So, some of you, if you get your names are long, the Manan show. So Abu Bakar Sharif is joining us tonight, and our main Emmanuel Bro is joining us from his as always in the George Floyd Memorial Square in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the USA. James Lamy is also watching tonight. Sion Porter, CDC Pape Success Keita is following tonight. Samuel Kofi Woods, I don't know what that last name was, but I see Samuel Kofi is following. Saturday Zongwei is following tonight from Atlanta, Georgia. Alaska P from India. Thursday to Thursday is joining us tonight from Zulu Whiskey. You guys did well. Our support to you guys didn't go in vain. We're proud of your performance. Juju Wonway is following my Hedina Brown is also joining us tonight. Thanks to all of you. Get You Williams is watching tonight from Johnsonville. Elijah Colley has joined us tonight. Demon Love Demo is also joining us tonight. Nathan Doe is following from Sando Government Camp. Wave there. Emmanuel Jebro is joining us tonight from Grand Bassa. Gustin Weir is also joining us tonight from New Georgia Oldfield. Ruth Nawe is following tonight. Ruth, my name is Austin. That Austin, Ruth. Okay, she says sorry, AK. Yeah, sorry, correction. Welcome to the show, Ruth. Christine Davis is following tonight from Plebo City. That's Oliver's Terry. Ruth is joining us tonight, and all of you who've joined us tonight, thanks to all of you. Probably you can help to share the live if you want to do that. You can help to invite others to join the show. Just invite your close friend, whether he or she is a Sedition or Unity partisan or ANC partisan or Liberty partisan or whosoever. Just invite your close friend to join the show tonight to follow. That's all we have. We ask of you now. Those of us who live Broadview, we have been having, and we are still experiencing issue with the roads. The roads are terrible. They're really, really in deplorable state. No, that one, we're not going to miss our words about that. I know very well because I play a key role. I follow up to the awarding of the contract of MDMC. That is doing the corridor from Freeport to, I'm told, Looking Tower, St. Paul Bridge. I have to confirm that. But there's this observation that I think I have to share. I don't know what some of you have observed. It seems not Freeport, no. They're doing the entire corridor from Clariton, I think. So, there's something I've observed. I'm not an engineer. I don't want to, profess to be one, but using your eyeball, your eyes to do physical appreciation of the quality of the work that is being done, in that particular corridor, as a non-engineer, and like I said, using your physical eyeball, your raw eyeball to look at the physical work that is being done to determine whether it's a quality work, which I know technically your eyeball cannot be used to determine the quality of the work that is done, that the engineers can do that, but everyone say, yeah, the road looking fine, the concrete looking solid though. And, I think the company is doing a great job. And I think if it continues on that path, all Liberians, regardless of their political affiliation, will celebrate the work that is being done in that corridor, especially when it is of quality. But what I have observed is that it seems to me that the works or the construction works are really slow. They are moving steadily, but at a slow pace. What is responsible for that? I don't know. And the reason why I'm raising this observation is because we are fast approaching the rainy season. Engineers say to us it gives them more space and more comfort to do quality work with the lack of adequate, equipment, in country to do some sophisticated work. We do not have sophisticated equipment here to work with. The private companies also are incapacitated. They do not have the kind of sophistication and technology to work with. So during the dry season, they utilize the dry season space to speed up the road works. But from the look of things, we are already into February. February is very short. 2 weeks from now, we're talking, February will be approaching March. April, the dry season closes April. So it means the construction companies only have 2 months. 2 months to do real works with the capacity that they have. 2 months, those are not enough times, or periods to really do serious work. So it means the government will have to start preparing yourself to start doing serious work during the rainy season, which I'm also told will normally cost the government more money to do road works during the rainy season than when they're doing the road works during the dry season. So you see, now they have 2 months to go, or we have 2 months to go as a country to do these major corridors. And from the pace I see the company is moving on a slow pace. What is responsible for that? I don't know, and I want to know. And that's why I try placing calls to some folks within the Ministry of Public Works to ask them to firstly share my observation with them and ask them why. Because I don't know whether you have observed also that the work does not seem to look bad in terms of quality that is being done, but the pace is slow. So those of you who live across and driving on using that corridor every day to go to work and come to work, go to school, or leave your home and come to school in time, what have you, or those of you who go into school on that side, I don't know whether you've observed, but I have observed that the works are slow, moving on a slow pace. But for me, from a non-engineering perspective, the quality of the work looks perfect. Just from the pavement now, and I'm talking about the drainage that is being done, the type of cement or the covers they use out of the covers they use in there. No, that one that will not fall riches there, will not work down there. Yeah, I didn't want to tell all that one. But Ordinary Brian, I didn't want to tell all that one. But from Arbor appraisal, it looks good, but the works are being done on a slow pace. And so, but tomorrow, trust me, we will come here and tell you what is responsible. Firstly, if we will be able to establish that, yes, the quality of the work, we'll have engineer friends, we'll talk to them tomorrow, and then we want to know, we'll talk to the Ministry of Public Works folks too. They are willing to talk to us, because we want to know when they're going to complete that corridor. These contracts have a time frame attached to these works, but I'm afraid that the rainy season may just stall the entire work or the progress or delay the progress of the work. Since we're in dry season, I expect that the equipment, the machines will be deployed in the different corridors, and we see simultaneous work taking place. And, I don't know what's his technical justification for not seeing the works taking place simultaneously, whether it's because of the control of traffic and all of that. But for me, that's why I expect that the machines will have enough machines to be deployed at the different corridors and targeting and hitting the roads from the different sides. From the different angles. But again, we're not seeing that. Whether it's a lack of adequate machines to do the work, or a lack of adequate manpower, or delay in the payment to the contractors, whatever the case is, like I said, we will be able to provide update to you tomorrow. But I think from the look of things, the work looks quality in that corridor, and hope they can continue with that. So let me read for you what happened over the weekend, and then we'll move on to this. So on the weekend, the Liberian investigator published this article from the court. And some of you may have come across it. Some of you may not have come across it. In case you did not, or in case you came, this is just a reminder. This story was written on the 1st of February. On the 1st of February was on Saturday. It said, Temple under the caption, WhatsApp messages vanish. Witness claims in Capital Arson case. WhatsApp messages vanish. It lost. It disappeared. The witnesses say. They told the court. Remember the court during the testimony of the third witness. They display a plea sheet. I told you that, right? Remember I said the third witness display a plea sheet with transcribed messages on the sheet. And according to the witness, what was transcribed on the sheet, on the plea sheet, came from the telephone of Thomas Edrich. But the defense lawyers argue that, hey, don't just bring one plea sheet here with text messages on it, printed, and telling us that these messages are coming from Thomas Edrich's phone. We want to corroborate the message. So if you say the message saying, "Hi, Speaker Kofa, I am having gas. I'm coming from buying gas. Here's the gas in my car." If you say this message is between Thomas Edrich and Eric Suse, bring Thomas Edrich's phone. Let's corroborate the message. And the two sides, including the judge, agreed for the phone to appear. The phone, they should have produced the phone on Wednesday last week. Last week, Wednesday, the lawyers, the prosecuting lawyers or the government lawyers did not produce the telephone. The Ministry of Justice wrote the court asking for extension again to give them time to produce the phone because they had an emergency joint security meeting on that Wednesday. And we had conversation about that, and I even provided update to you what was discussed in that meeting. So the case should have resumed on Friday. On Friday, the lawyers appear along with the witness. And the Liberian investigator is reporting that on Friday when they appear, which was the 31st of January, and this story was published the next day on the 1st of February, they said the lawyers told the court. This is what they reported. Temple of Justice, a key prosecution witness in the Capitol building arson case, admitted in court that crucial WhatsApp messages allegedly linking the defendants had disappeared due to a phone's default timer setting. You know, some of us can set our phones on according to them that they say the main phone on default timer setting. Whether they went manufacture the message, thinking that the court will just accept it as face value and don't request the telephone. So they went and developed that message and make it look that it's a WhatsApp message from Thomas' phone, and they took it to the court. The lawyers being smart said, no, you're bringing the phone that the message coming from him. So they went back down and say the main phone got default setting on it that can disappear message. I can make messages to disappear. But that's not bad. If the message or the messages actually disappear, we can establish that. There are plenty of people in the country, even the prosecutors can establish. The defense lawyers can also establish that the messages were actually deleted. Now, if you go to the main phone and you see the message are default messages deleted after 24 hours or after 48 hours, how can we corroborate or believe that what is on the paper that it was actually in the telephone that deleted? Because the person will let me saying how where are we eating today? And you get on the paper here, how I get the gas in the car parking behind Capitol building. So we needed that telephone to confirm that exactly what is transcribed on this paper, that is why on the phone or in the phone. But the phone now that the prosecuting lawyers or the government lawyers depending on to corroborate or confirm or validate that testimony from the third witness, they say it has disappeared from the telephone. So when you bring the phone, you see default messages that are deleted. And you see that the deleted due to default setting that the messages are deleted after 28 hours, 48 hours, or 72 hours based on your setting. You will see it. But when you see it, it does not mean, it does not confirm that what is on the sheet that it was in a phone that deleted. Besides that, when messages, okay, I will not go to that other part. Let me not to that other part. Let me. If I forget what the case meaning. That's an issue with me don't behind the scene. I forget what the case means. But I just need to update you. Let me just read the story. Don't explain in detail. So they say due to the phone's default timer setting, during his testimony at the Monrovia City Court, police witness Peter Johnson said he played 2 alleged recordings from defendant Thomas Edris' phone, but when ordered to read WhatsApp messages said to implicate Edris and co-defendant Eric Suze Johnson said they were wrong. They were gone. They say the phone here, okay, read the messages, WhatsApp messages are implicating the 2 men reading. Peter Johnson opened the phone and said, but the message lost, so you're not here. That why you tell the code, but the code, your honor, the message is not here, I'm seeing you. Yeah? That why you tell the code. So Eric, Edwidge, and Suze are facing multiple charges, including blah, 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 blah. Defense lawyer Counselor Watkins Wright, during cross-examination, questioned Johnson on how the messages could have disappeared when the phone had been in police custody since December 18, 2024, and the default timer was set for 24 hours. There are serious lawyers dealing with this case. Watkins rather than serious lawyers. They're not stupid people. You hear the question the lawyer asking? Defense lawyer Counselor Watkins Wright said during cross-examination, questioned Johnson on how the messages could have disappeared within the phone. Disappeared when the phone had been in police custody since December 18, 2024. And the default timer was set for 24 hours. So, the police have been having the phone since the 18th of December. According to the witness Peter Johnson, he said that the phone WhatsApp default timer is set at 24 hours, meaning after 24 hours, the WhatsApp messages are supposed to delete. So on the 18th, the phone being in their custody, it means by latest 12 o'clock or 11:45 p.m. on the 19th, the messages were supposed to delete from the phone. How come the messages did not delete from the phone? It left in the phone, it stayed in the phone until they finished with the interrogation, they extracted the evidence from the phone. When the evidence or the messages were transcribed from the phone after December 21. After 2 days, 3 days, or after 48 hours, 72 hours. How is that possible? That the main default setting is set for 24 hours. Meaning after 24 hours, his messages were supposed to delete from the phone that was in police custody. But instead of the messages deleting after 24 hours, they stay there for 24 hours, stay there for 48 hours, stay there for 72 hours, and upward. The only time the messages deleted, that the time the prosecuting lawyer the defense lawyer say, we won't see the telephone. Then they say the main phone set. They had default setting only that will see messages delete after 24 hours. So where did they get the transcribed message from and put it on the paper? When it's not supposed to be in the phone after the 18th. But listen to the article. This is the Johnson response. Johnson responded, anyone with an internet-enabled phone knows that there is a default timer program that allows users to set messages to disappear within a certain time limit. That's what happened here. However, we printed hard copies of the conversations from the phone, which we have submitted to the court. No, he didn't answer the question. So listen to Councillor Wright. He said, Councillor Wright immediately objected the printed copies, arguing that they were not the best evidence. He insisted that the phone itself, not the printed messages, should be presented as evidence. The prosecution countered, citing Section 25.6 of the Civil Procedure Law, which allows copies of documents to be admitted as evidence if the original is lost, destroyed, or unavailable. You have to establish the original. So until you establish the original, the one that you printed cannot be considered evidence. It is the printed one is considered evidence after it is corroborated to say, yeah, they printed one coming from here. So the court established that they printed one coming from here. So when you establish it, then it gets messy. It is already admitted in the court. So there are two different things. But anyway, the lawyer will tell that one. They will do that argument. Now, Wright, however, pointed to the same statute. Good. Exactly what I was saying. Wright, however, pointed to the same statute, arguing that the best available evidence must always be presented and that printed copies did not satisfy that requirement. Exactly what I was saying just now. Someone we're not lawyer, but we can read, we can research. So on simple things, okay? So that argument. After hearing arguments from both sides, the judge overruled the defense objection and admitted the printed messages into evidence. The judge that didn't talk, you can't get them for A. I know Joseph Baga say the case must be political case. I will ignore what you're saying, your objection. I will put the evidence, I will admit the evidence into the case. So the judge admitted the evidence into the case. The trial was briefly suspended when the prosecution failed to unlock the phone to reply the alleged recordings. The trial was briefly suspended when the prosecution failed to unlock the phone to reply the alleged recordings. To replay the alleged recordings. The prosecution then called a technician from the National Security Agency to assist, contradicting an earlier claim that the expert was from the Liberia National Police. Johnson concluded his testimony on January 31, 2025, with the prosecution resting its case after presenting oral and documentary evidence. The court has scheduled final arguments for Thursday, February 6. Why you go schedule the final argument for, after my birthday? Who told you to do that? February 6, 2025, in the ongoing preliminary hearing. Okay? So final argument is on Thursday. So we'll be at the court again to follow the final hearing on Thursday. And we encourage all of you who have interest in the case, don't listen to this. Be there for yourself and listen to the final argument on Thursday. We all will be there on Thursday. Listen to the final argument. So I thought to update you, but this is what happened in the whole thing. So at the bottom line is, don't be fooled, don't be carried. The case is a political case, not any serious case. It's actually a political case. There are more revelations that are up that we say will give the government chance to reach the middle of the case. She's concluding final arguments will be concluded on Thursday for the preliminary hearings, and then we'll move into the main case. The government election can drag the case to as long as possible because she does not have the evidence to even that anybody, but the manufacturer or other charges and put it on people to have people incarcerated, which is a normal political thing by government that has projected herself to be clueless and reckless and irresponsible and targeting people. So that's it. Now, you see, during the election period, folks, let me see what I can give people some money and then we'll move into our major conversation. So we said to you to be playing the cash giveaway because we want to give you money tonight. So let's see what we can give. I think I can give 2 persons $4,000. Let me see what I give 2 persons $4,000. I love to give 5. But y'all can be at this to play when the show coming feeling now. I know you can catch yourself. Y'all be playing now. It already late. Just take out 1 hour to go to play. In 1 hour, we can give money. We can give more than 20 persons. We can give more than 20 persons 4,000 each. So you all can play. So let me see whether I can give 2 or 3 persons $4,000. Let me see that. Let me check it out quickly. Let me see. Okay. Okay. So let me see. Okay. Yeah, I think I can give. Let me give 1 person $4,000. Let me see this. Okay. Okay. Let me refresh to see the number. Let me refer. Okay, I have a number here, 0555 number here for one of for our first one. Okay. Yes, I know. So let me give this person $4,000. Today's money. I love to. I have to respond to an email quickly. Okay, yeah. Sure. Okay, so yes, let me just talk to this person quickly, please. You permit me to talk to this person. This is let me give this person. Let me just talk to this person. I've already sent them $4,000, and I want to confirm whether they have received the money. So let me call on 0555 70 4997. Let me see whether this person will pick.
Yellow Valley subscriber, please be informed that the number you're trying to reach is currently switched off. Please.
Well, how you be switched off? Let me see again. 0555 70 49 49 97. Okay, so let me try this again. I'll try 3 times. And you know the beauty of this other of Money and Tuesday game is that once we do the draw, the money goes directly into the person's account. So whether the person's number is off or is on, the person. Okay, the number is off. I think we'll go. So I'll keep trying and see. Maybe the person's phone will come on. So as we're talking now, you can be playing to be like those people to win for yourself at least $4,000. So we'll come back to do draw at 9:30. We'll come back to do a couple of draws. If based on the threshold or based on the transactions, we can do as many draws as possible. And you talk to you people and go. Now, folks, during the campaign, the two sides there was a contest or a contestation about whether the UP folks believe that Mr. Weah did not fight corruption. They believe that they argue that Mr. Weah embraced corruption or ignored corrupt dealings or allegations of corruption, and argue that or committed that under their watch, corruption will not be given consideration, regardless of whom it is practiced or where. Baka made that commitment. Even during the inauguration, I saw him fainted. He also recommitted himself to the fight against corruption. And during the State of the Nation address, recent one, he spoke strongly about corruption. But there's a need for us to remind you, folks. You have to be reminded because it seems that, I love this the portion of this Professor Lumumba's speech. And I will play a portion of it for you all to hear after this conversation. I'll play the portion that Labrie need to listen to. He said, Africans are for some reason attracted to thieves and people who cannot serve. Men and women who cannot serve us. We're attracted to thieves. We are attracted, he said, for some reason we are attracted to thieves. We are attracted to men and women who cannot serve us. And he drew in the story of Barabbas, which I'll tell you what, those of you who are Christians and who are well versed of the Bible, you know who Barabbas was in the Bible. he was a notorious criminal or killer or murderer. Even charged for sedition and all, and sentenced. Hey man, what the other thing doing here, ba? So I'm trying to kill this just so we can come back. Okay, I got it.
The followers must also style up. Africans on average, who do we elect into our public?
Okay, so this is what I want to say, but I'm trying to cue this portion of the speech.
When you
Now, so the conversation got heated about the fight against corruption, and between me and you, hey, some of us you see behind behind these microphones, I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. I am not a perfect person. I am not going to project myself to be a perfect character. No. But what I can say to you is there are standards that people have to set for themselves when they find themselves into certain position or certain space that requires high moral standing, high moral rectitude, that requires integrity, that you are supposed to exhibit the highest level, the highest degree of integrity and morality. You are supposed to establish standard for yourself. Now, the standard that the Unity Party folks established for themselves in the last 7 years or during the 6-year period of George Weah, that standard was to champion the fight against corruption and go after people who will be accused. Go after news, allegations of corruption, especially the ones that the mass media continue to report to flag. He said, don't sit down and fold your hands when it comes to fold your hands on allegations of corruption. The government, a responsible government, is always supposed to take charge. A responsible government is always supposed to intervene to hear corruption cases. You are not supposed to sit down. When somebody is accused of corruption, a responsible government is supposed to take charge of that allegation and investigate. Nobody is interested in Joe Barker dismissing anybody or suspending anybody. I would even prefer that an accused official of government stays on the job, gets investigated before action is taken. For one reason. And nobody say, oh no, the man should be suspended and subjected to an investigation. Fine. Which I do not also have any disagreement with anybody who would believe or suggest that the person, somebody accused of corruption must be suspended and investigated. I do not hold any disagreement with that person's opinion. But because to make that person more comfortable, to subject his or herself and comply with the investigation, I would think the person should not even be suspended. The person should stay on the job, be working, and be investigated. But that a serious government or a serious corruption entity will speed up or fast. Yeah, sorry for that distraction. Will speed up the investigation or fast track the investigation because they know the person is on the job. And the person should not be on the job because based on what we have as the investigators, we need to speed up with this investigation so this person cannot keep being on the job. In other countries, all they can do, they keep you on the job, they investigate you. When you are investigated and you are found guilty, you will pay damages. Meaning all the times you work for on the job, all the monies you earn, all the damages you cause, you can restitute. They call it restitution. Other countries have restitution laws within the anti-corruption law. So you can restitute after investigation. So we can still have that here to make the person comfortable on the job to comply with the investigation. There are some people who, at the moment you suspend them for time indefinite, boom, they get implemented, gone, they give it. And in our country, we do not, when we suspend people for time indefinite on the job for corruption allegation, we don't send notice to the airport or the immigration to stop them from leaving the country. We don't issue stop order. We don't issue travel ban on them. But in essence, we are supposed to issue travel ban on them, but we don't do that. So the people can leave, they can't passing all around while they are suspended and being investigated. They are passing all around. And they do not go to court. There's no indictment. So they're just passing all around. The case with the LTA boss. You suspended the entire team at the LTA for corruption, according to you. At the end of the day, no investigation. You negotiated with the people and started paying them off. The new team at LTA is also involved in corruption allegations. There are videos that won't play. The new team at LTA also involved into corrupt allegations. Corruption allegations. The new team. They are involved in the corruption allegation. See, the new team at LTA. The government has not done any form of investigation. The government has not carried out any form of investigation. The government does not even seem interested to even investigate, to even hear. The government said, we're not hearing nothing, yo. We're not interested in nothing. We're not interested in nothing. We're not hearing no case. Anything you want to do, you do it. We're not hearing any case. These are corruption allegations. These are video. One of them making put the Abdullah Kamara. You see interacting with students. Abdullah Kamara. You see interacting with students. Threatening the students, convincing them to take after he convinced them, after he told them to do a grant, do a proposal by group to win money. The money comes, he said, no, go and redo the proposal and reduce it from $3,000 to $500 or $1,000. He's insulting. He's insulting the students. Nobody, we've not even played the recording, but this is a video recording. He had called the students to negotiate with them, not to, because they were agitating, say we want our original grant document, all of that. So yes, student, you are insulting us. Why are you insulting us? Yeah. Yes, students. So he had gone to negotiate with the student, yelling, telling him, if you do not want a loan, you can walk out. After the students did proposals by group to win a grant, they did the proposals were accepted. Joe Biden said we will treat these students and give them capacity to go out there and explore what they've learned. After the training, you reduce them into groups. Develop a proposal per group that will give you a grant. I think I'm told around $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 grant. The groups did the different proposal. When the mornings came, I'm told that Abdullah Kamara said, you redo your grant and reduce the amount to $1,000. The students were agitating, and he called a meeting to talk to them, and he started insulting them. He yelled, saying, why are you insulting us? We're not here to beg. But that's just one reference. Besides that, there's also a case about mismanagement at the LTA. That monies intended to train the students were mismanaged and diverted to the private company of Abdullah Kamara, who was the head of the LTA, alleged. Assuming that he's not guilty, alleged. Regardless of your relationship with him, the team there is supposed to be investigated. The team there was supposed to be investigated. Corruption used in the First Lady office. No investigation conducted, nothing. They acknowledged, admitted to doing the wrongdoing. No investigation. Corruption, scholarship, Nicotech scholarship thing in the foreign ministry. No investigation conducted in the foreign ministry. Nothing happened. Corruption allegation at LRA between LRA and the Ministry of Commerce. The Minister of Commerce was forced to resign his job and turn the vehicle over. Double Jala still rides his vehicle and still occupies the job at the LRA. No form of investigation conducted. Nothing at all. Nobody say anything about that. At the Ministry of Finance, two separate major PPCC procurement corruption case involving procurement processes at the Ministry of Finance. No investigation. The first one under Brahma Kamara. The second one under Gafan. The deputy minister involved continues to enjoy his political privilege at the Ministry of Finance with Prince Moi, and nothing has happened. Nothing at all has happened. No action, no administrative action. Well, let's launch an administrative investigation into it. Let's send LCC into it. Let's send GSC to audit the contract. Let's see what GSC will establish. What did the IAA say in the awarding of these two contracts on the awarding and the cancellation of the two contracts? Because in one case, the boss case at Finance Ministry, the contract was upgraded, meaning the amount was increased against the advice of the procurement person. We saw him losing his job. No investigation, nothing. Even the Ministry of Finance internally did not even investigate, did not even launch an internal investigation. Then came in the painting contract at the Ministry of Finance, awarded to friends, family members, relatives. No form of administrative investigation, even taken by Gafan to say, gentlemen, you bring that contract. Let's look into this thing. Or gentlemen, you pause that contract. Or gentlemen, you hold on to the implementation of that contract. Let's investigate. Let's hear. Responsible government will always want to hear. It doesn't make you weak. When there are news about corruption, when there are news about your PP, your procurement laws being violated, a responsible system or a responsible leader will say, hey, gentlemen, you pause. You come. You bring the contract. You bring the contract. Let's see the actors. Who owns the company? Who are the owners of the company? Let's have a conversation. We'll launch a team. Procurement chair. Probably the procurement man did not do proper due diligence. Okay, let's redo it. Let's call in the PPCC. Since our procurement people here did not do proper due diligence, the fact that the procurement law is being alleged to have been violated, we can use our procurement man. We can use our HR. We can use our internal audit person here. Let's bring the internal audit agency itself to come. Let's bring the GSC in. Let's bring the PPCC in. Those are three entities that cover. Those are the three umbrella entities for the procurement man down there, the IA man down there, and the GSC person and all that. Let's bring them in to launch an independent investigation or do an independent verification. You don't have to launch investigation just to verify. Let's do an independent verification on the spending contract. Then you project Joe Barker to be a responsible man presiding over a responsible system. But when you don't do that, when you fail to do that, you project Joe Barker to be an irresponsible person, to be a careless person, and to be a reckless person. But if you do that, you make the work of Jeremy Pia easier. If the government have about 10 to 15 investigations ongoing, Jeremy Pia goes to that place on Thursday or any day to hold press conference. He will not stutter. He will speak with authority and confidence. He will not go to be fixing things. Always. Yes, it's part of his work to fix things, but when you keep fixing NPR, continuous fixing can lead to perpetual damage. So you're not encouraged. It's not advisable. PR is not advisable to keep fixing. I tend to say fix and prevent. The risks. I tend to say fix and prevent. When you fix, you prevent this from happening again. You prevent reoccurrence. In PR, like gatekeeping. In financial management, I call it risks. That one are risk management or risk prevention. Yeah. That risk prevention. So the risk happening, probably the two, the schools were not starting too much. It happened. When you fix that risk or repair that risk, it is not supposed to happen. In serious company, when happen, the same thing happen. You lose your job. You lose your job. So when you fix or repair that risk, it is not supposed to happen again. So what you do? It means you must prevent the risks. So you put in measures or develop policies or upgrade the policies, your risk policy, to prevent reoccurrence of what happened. Whether like robbery or thievery or whatsoever, to prevent that. In PR, they call it that falls under gatekeeping. I'm hearing something about your company. Be careful. I mean, you always set out a whole defense mechanism that will be extracting hints from the public about your company now. So people here now start telling you're preventing risks now or preventing that damage, the real occurrence of what happened. So when the government starts to proceed in this form and manner, what it does for the government, it fixes the government image or it repairs the government image. It improves the government's image. It improves the government's reputation. It elevates the government's integrity. Integrity, they're not intellectual thing. They're not going to call 3% of CDC, call 3% of UP, put your own talk show, on platform, on political show, you go, your debate, you argue. Integrity thing, they're not debate. They're not debate. Governance integrity, they're not debate. So if some of you sit down and thinking that governance integrity, that debate, they're not debate, though. The actual work to elevate, to grow government's integrity or governance integrity, to grow it. It's not a debate. It's not an intellectual thing. You can't intellectualize governance integrity. You have to work, practically work to attain governance integrity. Because it's almost a science of math. You can't dodge it. When the indicators are really red and you get intellectualizing red indicators, the people who feel the pinch of those red indicators will not listen to you when you intellectualizing governance integrity. Because they know the realities on ground are different from what you are projecting on a political platform. Say you intellectualizing it. Then one group on the CDC folks on others I say, yeah, all of kind doing well. They put the force on UB on others I say, yeah, in my mind, you understand the issue. But the issue that once start doing well, once I understand the issue, those issues are not issues that the people who the system is supposed to impact, or the growth of the system or the well-being of the system is supposed to impact. When they not feel the impact, they consider all of you as loose talkers. So we have to be concerned about governance integrity. This is lacking under Joe Barker's government. The integrity of the governance process is like lackadaisical. Nobody cares about it. Nobody concerns about integrity. Nobody concerns about transparency. Nobody concerns about accountability. Everybody wants to intellectualize accountability and transparency and integrity in the governance system. So they move from one platform to another platform. The intellectualize. My man Pierre goes to Mika, and he wear a fan clothes. He gesticulates and talking things that are not happening, things that are not workable, things that are not working. And the people there still suffer. They still go on your post and insult you and disagree with you when your comment. Go and read the comments on most of the government officials that post on Facebook. What do you think many government officials, what do you think many people in the public, seditious, United Palestinians, what do you think many of them are celebrating Mo Ali? You think that because Mo Ali is really doing 80%, 90% I want to see one? No. Because they see him as somebody who has committed to publicly informing the people about the little he is doing. That accountability there. They call that government accountability. That's accountability. That's transparency. And once the people feel that you are accountable and you are running a transparent entity, what it does, it elevates, it increases, it improves, it increases the integrity of the entity. And that's where Mo comes in and becoming managing director of the year. Some of you do not even feel accountable to the public. You feel that you are not supposed to account to the public. You feel that when you do one, the public is not supposed to know. You don't owe it to the public. And what you're doing is that you are harming the government. Because you can't be talking inclusive or open governance system, and you are not informing the people about your workings. The people do not have access. They don't know what you are doing. No. So they don't become Mo Ali is a demagogue or because he's smarter than all of y'all. No. It's just that he feels accountable and responsible to the audience, to the public. Joe Barker sent him there to work for the people. So he knows that He is accountable to the people. So when you get in car and go Grand there, even when you drive, you go with Grand there, you will post it on Facebook. I'm going Grand there to do assessment on the 36. I am calling 36-inch distance in Grand there. On the system in Plibo. I'm in Plibo now. I'm taking picture of my fans here. Those are all accountability and transparency initiatives in public service that leaders are supposed to take the initiative to do. In real life, do you really think PR needs to go at the Ministry of Information or use the Information Ministry platform and communicate the progress in the water sector? PR does not have to do that. You know what? So what Mo Ali has done for PR now, Mo Ali has reduced the burden of PR in the public. He has reduced the burden on PR in the public because he is open. He is running an open system and he is regularly updating the public on the activities. When the press point, he will post the press, he post picture, he post video. When you go in there to assess, when you go in there, when they start the work, you will go there. He said, we started the work. We're doing the days half hour. In 3 days, 2 days from now, they will complete the concrete. When it's completed, it will take 7 days to get dry, and then we'll start supplying. We'll start testing the supply of water for 2 days for the 28 hours, and then we'll resume full water supply to Central Memorial and its surrounding. Pierre, I gotta go do that one now because Mo Fini doing it. So he reduces the burden or the tension or the pressure on Pierre. Imagine every government entity was running an open system, especially on social media, where people really follow, like Mo is doing. So if you're looking for example, no, don't get me wrong. Mo Ali is not being projected here tonight as a saint. He's being used as a reference in the fight for transparency, accountability, and integrity in public service. Believability matters. And the way people tend to believe what you do is when you get them informed, when you keep them aware. So to see public officials telling you, I'm not accountable to you. So to see the Joe Biden sitting now, there is a minister of state that is supposed to coordinate government ministries and agencies. You hear the corruption at LTA, corruption at Foreign Affairs, corruption at the Ministry of Transport, the police and the transport ministry people fighting over procurement contract to MDNC and how you call it, Labrador Traffic Management something. Nobody is saying anything. You hear corruption news at Central Bank. The government was signing along with the Ministry of Justice to pay the team who they accused of corruption, who honor a wash over $300 million. They say left Central Bank for on the counter with no documents to prove they pay him $300,000. Noka now, they are fighting at Noka. Sorry for that interruption. It was very urgent. So to see that these things are happening and nobody is saying anything. And everybody feels complacent and everybody wants to intellectualize the fight against corruption. As soon as you thought, you say, what did Joe do? That's why you told him from there for. So it is shameless to be asking what the George Weah do. Why did you replace him? You replace him to undo what he was, do the wrong things he was doing, or the wrong things you claim he was doing. So you keep being in the system and be asking what the George Weah do, or when George Weah did it, what did you say? So you can't stop doing it. See this disgraceful thing. You paying for $75,000 to buy a vehicle for the vice president of NOCA. You put in for $75,000 to buy a vehicle for the head of Noka. The purpose of that money was to purchase a vehicle. You see, all the voucher, they purchase all the invoice, the everything they receive, the delivery note, everything available. That you receive a vehicle from the company that did not worth $75,000, but the company released $75,000 to buy you a vehicle. Please bear with me. I have to, you already can be receiving all kinds of information and relevant information to some can be alerting you on something. So you have to respond to some based on the urgency. The company said this is a request for $75,000 to procure for you a vehicle. The company approved the money, and I agree with you. Your one, you do not sound check alone, so it passes through a process that is well scrutinized. So I agree with you on that one. But when the money $75,000 is approved to purchase vehicle, it means that money you must have done an assessment. You must have collected an invoice from the supplier. Based on the invoice, you will do the request and attach the request to the invoice and send it to the finance, and finance will pass it through the different processes. It goes through internal audit, it goes through the PBC, it goes through everybody. Then you obtain your purchase order. Then it goes through all the internal processes. Then they issue the check. The fact that a check was issued in $75,000, it means that money was intended to buy one vehicle for you. If you go and bought two vehicles, it means you violated the terms of that procurement contract. I don't get it when people go to school and if anything the girl Noka is a lawyer. The girl Noka is a lawyer. She just passed I think 2 or 3 days ago, she posted that she passed the bar exam or something. She's now a counselor at law or something. She's a lawyer. A former lawmaker. A lawyer. And a young lady who I'm personally showing out to you. I'm one of Rosaline's admirers. I really admire. Even during her days in the legislature, when she was hating on Georgia and the CDC government, I never one day used my microphone or going to Facebook to comment on her post or disagree with her or go after or talk about her. Never one day I did it. You know why? Because she's someone I just admire her. I'm telling you something serious. So I never one day bother her. And even tonight, this conversation is not intended to criticize her, but this conversation is intended to talk about corruption and open our hearts. Rostoling is a lawyer. Rostoling is a former lawmaker. Rostoling is well placed in our society and in public service to understand what she is not supposed to do as a public official and what she is supposed to do as a public official, because she was a lawmaker that passed laws. And she is a lawyer that is supposed to know how to interpret laws and apply laws. So she is supposed to know what to do and what not to do legally and politically. She is supposed to know that. A politician, a lawmaker, a lawyer. Well suited. How come I see Rostoling, like being sarcastic about $75,000? We're talking about government money. But again, what did we do to the folks at LTE? What did we do to the folks, Patrick Wood, Samuel Wozie at LWS, LRC? That one already died. Foreign Affairs, dead. President Office, dead. Central Bank, dead. FIU, some 200 cases were running all right just to put it in jail. That one is dead. Nothing coming out of it. The lawyers are not even going to court. The lawyers are not even going to court anymore. And we can go on and on to name the different corruption cases. Finance ministry, dead. No audit, no investigation. Rustody, $75,000 was intended to purchase a vehicle. The terms and conditions, they say terms and conditions apply to buy a vehicle. If you were buying 2 vehicles, because I read on narrative, she used the money to buy 2 vehicles because of the sensitive nature of the work she's doing. She occupy, she and her security and her special aides can be riding the same vehicle because yes, she'll be having private conversation. They are not supposed to be privy to her private conversation, especially our business calls and all of that. So she prefer riding in your car. If you wanted to do that, that should have been included in the request. Requesting the procurement of 2 vehicles. One at $40,000, $45,000, one at $30,000. The entity was still going to review your notes and your request and approve. Once the money is already available now, the only thing you want 2 vehicles. When they review and see there's a need for you to have a backup vehicle for utility purposes and which will have a assigned to, because the entity has the right to assign the vehicle now. Because it's been bought in the entity's name, so they assign the vehicle. So they assign the vehicle to your immediate or your special aides, your personal staff, and your security people. Right? So we agree. But you didn't do that request for 2 vehicles. That's one. You did a request for 1 vehicle. The request approved at $75,000. You went and used your own discretion and bought 2 vehicles and secured 2 vehicles outside the procurement process, the terms and conditions of the procurement law. That's what you did. You violated the whole thing. That was a contract between the entity, a contract to procure a vehicle. That was a contract a procurement contract between the entity and the supplier for 1 vehicle. To buy 2 was outside the terms of the contract. So you breach it. I see my girl, justifying, rationalizing, and mimicking and being sarcastic on social media. We're talking government money. You can do that. You can do that. People have to be humble for once in public service. Public service is a place for humble people. Public service is not a place for arrogant people. No, it's for humble people, because you are serving hungry people. You are serving poor people. You are serving Christian people. You are serving some people. You are serving lawyers. You are serving teachers. You are serving health workers. You are serving civil servants in different categories who are angry. They want salary increment. Security people, their salaries cannot get increased. They are underpaid. Their salaries are being delayed. That can even coming on time. And a head of NOCA is changing her vehicle under 2 years, or just in 1 year. She's changing her vehicle or upgrading her vehicle to $75,000. And the manner in which and the terms and conditions of the procurement contract you are entering into between NOCA and the supplying company of the vehicle is being violated or breached. The whole thing, man, anybody could do is to go back in-house and talk about it. But you come outside and say you procure the vehicle because you want to secure the people. The entity did not make that decision. The entity is supposed to sit down and review your order, your request, and make a determination whether your aides need extra vehicle or not. The company did not make that determination. The financial analyst in the place did not analyze your request and then to make that to advance finance whether to pay or whether to approve. They approved the day analysis and approved a vehicle worth $75,000 for you. If you wanted to reduce that money, anybody could have scored political gain. If Rustody was really, really a humble person, she would have come back after she went to the company. The company said there's no car worth $75,000. but we can give you 2 vehicles. Then you are going to withdraw that, do a note, a new note, attached to your new note, informing your colleagues on the board that there is no vehicle at the company worth 75,000. However, I'm hereby requesting a breakdown of the money into 2 to procure another vehicle at so and so amount for the 5,000, $30,000 to accommodate my personal aids. Because why you roll on Facebook? Because due to the nature of the job I occupy, I can have my aids, my special assistant, and all of that in the SIM card with me when I'm having some sensitive corporate discussions on the phone when we are bid process is ongoing. You're exploring, people coming in here to explore. These are sensitive conversations that are supposed to be kept secret or private and all of that. So then the board will sit down and your team will sit down and review your request and say, yeah, let's give it to her. That's what people do. People can make initial order and return and record the order and break it down or split it into 2 and say, no, since this is expensive, give me a $45,000 car to be used for my office, and give me a pickup to be used for my staff, my office staff. That sounds more professional, more corporate than the manner and form in which you did it. And the worst of it all, we already have documents to prove that even the extra vehicle that was purchased was not even purchased in the entity's name. It was not even purchased in your name. Instead, it was purchased in a private company name that is believed to be owned by you, because I have also seen the company's name on your Facebook page promoting the company name. You in listing all what the company is into. I have not seen the business registration certificate to confirm that you own the company, but the company is linked to you. The fact that you have records, there are records to show that you've been doing promotional posts and all of that for this company. It means you have a connection to the company. How come the car is buying car and registering the car from the Ministry of Transport in the company's name? And I see some people still justifying. I see some people coming in defense of studying. That's not friendship. That's not friendship. I told people that thing you're doing to this country, that's not friendship. You know why some of us today, people in the CDC respect us? Because look at all the big names in the CDC. Name 5. The president is the time CDC was in power. There's all the first 5 big names in the CDC. Me, I'm on record for criticizing. I'm on record for disagreeing with them. Name the first 5. I open the telephone now, last when I say name the first big name in CDC, or not CDC government. I also got even the very CDC people will tell you, say, I am on record, because someone got versed with me on many occasions. I am on record for criticizing. Now tell them again, you say, you know, I criticizing. You know, I criticizing when you are Minister of State. Someone to know that I criticizing and disagree with him when he was Minister of Finance. He knows that. The Vice President, Joel Howard Taylor, knows that I criticized her when she was Vice President. And I always making reference to that. When she disagree with the Minister of Education in a race violation, when the government said it is a policy, no high school should graduate students with unwired result. Race went ahead to graduate her students with unwired result. The Ministry of Education suspended them, and all of that shut down. Joel Howard Taylor publicly disagree with the Minister of Education. I disagree with her, and I criticize our utterances. I felt that as Vice President, Minister of Education, you have access to him. You could have sat down internally and have a dialogue or have a conversation. But to be disagreeing the public with the Minister of Education as a Vice President when there is a policy that the Minister is implementing, we are issue. I disagree with her. I disagree with Koji on the radio. And there are all people in CDC that I disagree with. They are aware that I have disagreed with them. Just as I supported them, there were instances where I disagree with them. So that's friendship. I can't take my life and put on the line to support somebody. You messing up, then in the morning, yes sir, everything is good. Then we intellectualizing the mistakes. And we're not even correcting it. The next day, we intellectualize the mistake today. Tomorrow, we'll come back and repeat the mistakes. We intellectualize them again. The after tomorrow, we come back. We what? We repeat the mistake. Then we go and intellectualize. That's the same thing the people doing here. And they call themselves rescue. Your key entities have all been involved into corruption. Let's name them. All the major entities in this country are engulfed with corruption allegations. All. The Ministry of Finance is taking the lead. The LRA is involved. Is second. The central bank is there. 3 major entities. Why? Because the fiscal, the revenue, and your central bank, the monetary. The 2 major entities that drive the economy, they are involved into major corruption allegations. And the government is practically, publicly, what they're doing, they are practically and publicly compromising. They are negotiating corruption allegation. Your fiscal, your monetary, and your revenue entities are all engulfed with corruption, and they are comfortable in their positions. Let's go in. Immigration. He suspended Steve Zago. No investigation. The police is what is police is clearing within the transport ministry or procurement contract. Nothing is happening. Nobody is doing any, no investigation, nothing. Where are we? Where are we? And so on, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I didn't name them. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Vice President's office, the President's office. Sorry, I mean the First Lady office. Sorry, not the Vice President. The First Lady office and the President's office. There are corruption allegations from the President's office coming down to key government ministries, finance, foreign affairs, police, LRA, immigration, LTA, the telco. You just go on in there. Nothing happening. Listen to some of the posts, yeah? Then we'll go to the telephone lines. I promise to do that. Let's go to Facebook. Let's go to Facebook and see. Let's go to Facebook and see what these people are posting. Let's go to the Rostering page. Whoa. Okay, I think that's a public group here. This 8 hours ago. 8 hours ago. She said the CEO, this is her official response. She said the CEO of Noka official car is not 75K. The CEO is aware that the position is of trust and carries sensitive information. Therefore, a CEO, I put S of the information because it is there on her page. So you don't be sending me text. Say no, there's no S of information. Reading verbatim. Therefore, a CEO will not ride in one car with her drivers, securities, and staffers. So the CEO driving yourself. So if you're not riding the car with your drivers, then you are driving yourself. Huh? So it means I said driving yourself. So what will be in 2 drivers? When one driver will be in the other car, then I said driving yourself. She said, therefore, a CEO will not ride in one car with her drivers, securities, and staffers. So everybody in the office can ride, use to ride her one car. No can get utility vehicle for employees. The CEO has a utility vehicle for errand, yes. The CEO may use her utility if need arises and use her official vehicle for official matters. So the day you're using your utility vehicle, who uses your official vehicle? What vehicle do your staffs use? The day you are using your utility vehicle, now I think they can be riding. Because the vehicle now, the justification is that the vehicle, the extra vehicle is for them. So the day you take their own vehicle to use, what thing they can be using? Your official vehicle? The CEO encouraged young Liberians to learn to work together and not everyone will be CEO at the same time. Meaning somebody want a job. That's what they're fighting for. The CEO states strongly she doesn't sign checks alone, but rather with a vice president for finance. And my man, what you call him? vice president of finance, and check some pass through scrutiny. Imaya Zango is the vice president of finance. Then she made fun there. She said she will not koto to anyone poto. I was sorry, I'm laughing. She said she will not koto to anybody po. And she said she would, y'all forgive my laughter. I beg you, yeah. She says she concluded by saying the CEO will not koto to ento. She will not koto to po. You see, she making fun. Then let's go on our comments. 744 persons commented, and 89 persons share this post. Let's read some of the comments before I count those. No, let me read some of the comments. Let me go to all comments. I won't be sedative, so I won't start. I'm starting from the first. All comments. Eugene Tuan Williams. He posted, "Don't mind Monty Corey, Mama. Rostered in Swakogo Dennis. This is how he survives." And I see that the comments. I will not reply. I will not respond to replies and all of that. Because I won't read them. Prolific responded to Eugene Tuan Williams. He said, "You better leave the man's name and do your praise singing." And that person came on Eugene Tuan Williams. He said, "Eugene defending Swakogo." Listen to the comments, the reaction to his defense of Swakogo. Or Kwemini Yuwate Senior said, "Eugene Tuan Williams, and you survive by bootlicking and sycophancy because she writing crap in defense of herself means she's saying facts, yeah? Please, man." Joseph C. Wulu Tapes. He said, "Eugene Tuan Williams, that today you get to know how he survived." Prolific, the CEO has said nothing here. Paris Williams reply. She said, "We agree, rescue." Laughter. She making comments. She means sarcastic. "We agree, rescue." Abraham Blamoto. "Oh, Kuba passed away." Kuba passed away. That assistant minister. That he responds to her. To her post. Then Jerry Gueki on Kuba passed away post. He said, "Don't say no. Tell her the truth. There must be a change." Lisa Kokopi Brown responded to Kuba passed away. She said, "Cooper Pastor, who will tell you?" I'm retired Honorable Moses Page Jr. said, "Cooper Pastor, don't say Let the truth be told. How many government paid drivers does the CEO have? 10? 5? Or government is responsible for your beach club and weekend cars? Damn it." Retire Moses Pay comes back. He said, "Cooper Pastor, there should be utility vehicle or vehicles for errands and not for a single CEO. Damn it. Meaning all the deputies there have errands too." And say comes down on he post Cooper Pastor and say with laughter. Say Gongba with laughter. Honorable Dwana Tier said, "Official and utility of weekends vehicles for one person called CEO, Laburo and governance." Jeremiah Saki Cooper said, "Dwana Tier, this country will put you in rush." He laughed. As Askari Asker said, the CEO statement validated what she was accused of. Kwanu Mimi Tiwiakpo. She said, "See one response. Low budget." I'm reading your comment because that CDC woman, they will say that CDC woman. So anybody knows to be CDC, and I'm reading your comment. As I saw say, "Watcho, Mohammed Khan say, you and other government officials are embarrassing the president due to your missteps in office. Just yesterday, Minister Moda resigned over similar issues, and today you have been caught doing the same thing. Instead of taking responsibility, you are defending your actions on social media. Despite knowing they were wrong, you all understand how this president won the election, and the expectations of the citizens for this government are extremely high. When officials behave in this manner, it gives you against your predecessors an advantage, and many of the issues you criticized while in opposition are now happening under your leadership, right before the eyes of land ministers, ministers, agencies, agency heads, and even the highest office, the presidency. This is not a good sign for the government. Alan James says, see one justification. So CEO, CEO, I'm seeing in this other post. CEO appears 9 times in this little post. This is one of the reasons. Then Darius Bigbe said, this is one of the reasons why Liberia is backward today. Public officials live lavishly while the masses live in huge destitution. Many of you are just unscrupulous nonsense. Margot Wooder, I don't understand. The CEO will use her official car for official matters. Must you use all our money to buy a car for unofficial movements by the CEO? Isn't the CEO taking a salary that she can use for her unofficial movements? The government must try to use our money wisely. You people are wasting our hard-earned money. Kenny Weeks comments. He says, Council, if this is your official page, in response, I strongly urge you to make necessary edits. The grammatical error itself is an embarrassment to the government and people of Liberia and does not reflect the professionalism expected from someone overseeing our national oil reserves. Kenny Weeks, Marsh Leader Tape. I think I know the mayor to be. Okay, I know the bill CDC. I don't know what is a CDC, but I know that I'm very familiar with the name. I don't really know CDC person come here. I'll jump me over. I'm not sure. I'll jump me over a Martin Tape. Sorry, I don't know. I'm trying to avoid CDC people. Julius Suku. I'm awaiting a response from the executive mansion. If those replies are actually coming from the CEO or so-called CEO herself and not her children playing with her phone, she has to be immediately investigated. We went through this with Ami Moda, and here we are again. This is the pattern across all government agencies and ministries. 100% of foreign aid from the US is suspended, and the little in our budget is stolen, wasted, and corrupted by a small handful of you. Alita Howard, you have not told us the cost of your car, but rather just going around circles. Blamancy Dollar, this response is worse than staying quiet. If the other car is for your staff, let them have it. What are you doing with 2 cars in this poor economy? He said there's too much noise behind us, but you guys in position don't seem to care about it. There is no justification for this. Why are you guys so fascinated about cars? This is totally unfair. You guys need to help this old man run this country the way we all envision. Gavin Nelson, CEO, you better learn how to communicate and stop writing nonsense on Facebook. Everything, blah, blah, blah. So we can go on and on and on to read these comments on Rosalind Post. How many persons do you see here criticizing, celebrating what she wrote? Beside my man, Eugene Twan with Williams, and you saw the reaction to him. Gentlemen, ladies, y'all be careful. I told y'all from the day Joe Barker agreed for his people to take a radio from near him and disconnect radio from his car and from his office, that was the beginning of his end. At least the old man and children and people that used to listen to all the guys first also now calling him Baptist Deacon, but he used to listen to some of the things we're saying. Today, nobody feels accountable to the system. Nobody hates Joe Barker. Nobody hates the Unity Party. Everybody wants to see the better for this country. If people in government would not see reason to start doing what is right and to start reversing everything that they criticize and consider wrong then, and they are doing worse and justifying the worst they're doing, it means you guys are not ready for governance and you should pack your bags and leave. Time is not in our favor, but tomorrow we are going to run part 2 with emphasis on steps that the US is taking and discussions that are ongoing across the world. global actors are taking austerity measures, austerity, administrative, financial, and diplomatic steps and measures to fit their agenda, their domestic agenda within Trump's policy. That will not affect the people, that will not affect their economy, that will not affect their governance system. We are in Liberia and we are joking. And still paying $75,000 to small men to buy a vehicle. We talk, you think this is an opposition view. This is a critical view that is intended to safeguard our reputation as a country, to safeguard our integrity as a country, to safeguard. Sorry. I need water. We have to safeguard our reputation as a country. We have to project to the world that we are a people who believe in transparency and accountability. We have not shown that to the public, and we have to do that. Okay. Yes, we can go to the telephone lines and pick calls. Sure, we can do that. Let's go to the telephone lines and pick calls before we leave from here tonight. Let's take calls. I really want to talk to the folks in the diaspora about this. You know, to at least 3 or 4 persons. Let me see what the phone is on. Okay, yeah, the diaspora phone is on. So 0776 104 104 0886 500 104 are the numbers to call and be a part of the show. The WhatsApp number is active on +231 886 500 104. Let's hear you. Go ahead. Good evening to you. Hello. You call on the street, you call it all. Now I'm playing thing we're doing here. Hello. Hello? Hello? How you in the show, man? The day Liberia decide to bring 2 or 3 more GSM companies in this country, Orange and Lone Star will start getting serious. You get good bunch of two group of useless people in this country say they're operating GSM companies. Simple thing they call is a problem. In the 21st century, we are in 2025, and Liberia is still experiencing core network issue with core. We still sitting that LTA sitting that, but now LTA should be going into Nigeria and Ghana and other places in Europe and looking for companies to come here, 2 or 3 more companies, GSM companies to come here and establish here. Then Lone Star and Orange will start doing the nonsense that they're doing with their networks. Hello?
Hello?
Please go ahead. This is Freedom FM. Who do you want to talk to?
Oh no,
Eba. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Austin.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, Austin, my name is LP calling from Chief of Party. My mother responded differently.
Go ahead.
You know, Austin, my disappointment is people that came to say that they want to fight corruption. And you get all the report after the GAC come on that report. Why you can't implement that report to get the state of Bengal to court? At the end of the day, you're giving that man 300,000 Austin cover. The people very serious. You think you're all serious to fight corruption in this country? And like you said, all the thing was in it. Now, people getting to realize that the people not really want to rescue this country, Austin. But for me to be honest, Austin, I wish I could get there with Snake and Molina people, please. Don't buy me.
My man, thank you. Hello.
Sorry, Austin.
Please go ahead.
So thank you so much. Let me say, President, welcome to the minister following the conversation. My name is Woli Riyas Dori, and I'm phone for free phone. I think why you display
No, but my man, listen, forget about Eugene Bennett. Let's talk about Rostov. Rostov is a bigger picture. Let's stick to the bigger picture, bro.
Let me go to the nitty-gritty of the entire conversation. Yeah. I think this problem is not prepared. And I just want to very strong to many young people who believe that this problem is serious to support. No way, Mr. Weir, who has been full president in faithfulness to preserve and say to all of the opposition that will come back to the land and will spread. We serve responsible and we hold on to our belief and will recalibrate to ensure that we can take power.
Thank you very much. Next person, go ahead. Hello, you're live on Freedom Hot Talk. Let's hear you. Hello? So now the minute can be strategy, you know, say just call and hold the line. Yeah, so now it can be strategy too from the minute. Say just call and hold the line. Don't turn out, just be on the line. Alright. Because I don't want people to call and express their opinions. Hello?
Good evening.
You're live, let's hear you.
My name is Steve Weir, and I'm from here for Industrial 14 Clarendon of Business. Thank you. You see, when it comes to equality and data transparency, I think our government officials in this year, let us step on it. Not the match. So, behavior that contravenes the definition of rescue, then the people what they play their over. That result yesterday for same behavior and rotten
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry, bro. The network is, your line is terrible. I know everybody in the country is experiencing network problem. What is happening, we don't know.